Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars universe seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also, let's not forget about the new Star Wars TV shows and films that are being made by Disney and Lucasfilm, as well as Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, and exactly what they really have planned for shows like the Ahsoka series and more. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you also very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing that a lot of Star Wars fans have been very much up in arms over has a lot to do with the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series and the direction of it all that was written by writer Joby Harold. Now, Joby Harold, I don't know if you guys knew, he really isn't all that much of an experienced writer per se. He hasn't really been involved in a series of multiple big blockbusters that really made, a lot of money at the box office or was a very big hit with overall, the Star Wars audience or just regular audience members. When you look at the episodes of the Kenobi series with the Star Wars audience, however, when you see that, you can see that there's a lot of people very upset about everything. Now, with that being said, however, what's even all the more intriguing has a lot to do with what's been going on with, of course, everything related to the Kenobi TV series. Specifically, of course, what Hayden Christensen recently had to say about the Kenobi Backlash. Now, make no mistake, we do know that Hayden has been a lot more vocal recently about the Star Wars universe and about the Kenobi series and unveiling more secrets about the show, unveiling more behind-the-scenes facts about the series. He's been very talkative lately. I mean, he's a very soft-spoken guy. There is that, yes, but he does talk a lot. He does give out a lot of interviews. Now, with that being said, however, what's even all the more exciting is exactly what Hayden had to say in response to the Kenobi Backlash, and exactly what he recently also apologized for, which, by the way, I don't think that he should have apologized for anything. We'll get into that in just a second. So, with Hayden Christensen getting ready to begin filming his scenes for the Ahsoka Tano series by this July, he eventually was able to respond to the enormous Kenobi backlash that has been happening on all forms of social media, to where Hayden was came to a point where he apologized for certain things about the show, where Hayden went on to state the following: "It's no secret that we all have noticed the feedback from the fans about the series, and I have been seeing a lot of negatives. Maybe some of the story that Joby wrote didn't agree with fans, I don't know. But what I do know is that I gave it my all in my performance, both as Anakin and Darth Vader in the series, that I am so happy and finally got to actually get made. At the end of the day, I just think that some fans are overreacting. Like, you can dislike a series all you want, and I can see that from an understandable point of view. But some people's views about the show are just too much and don't feel like genuine criticism. I just wish some fans enjoy, of course, what they have right now for the Kenobi series, and I also just wish fans enjoy the last 2 remaining episodes, which I had the pleasure of really doing some incredible scenes with Ewan. And if my performance did not meet expectations for the show, then I am truly sorry about all of that. But we have great things coming for episodes 5 and the finale that will happen in about 2 weeks. Now, personally, I think that fans should be grateful that there are so many projects coming out, so if you don't like the show, perhaps focus on other shows, and be excited about that then. That's how I look at it, at least. So, let me just stop right here for 1 second of what Hayden Christensen pretty much had to say about everything related to this. Now, when you look at everything related to that, basically what Hayden is saying here is that he is open to criticism, he welcomes criticism, but he feels that a lot of the criticism that is being put out there on social media is not genuine criticism per se. And I can agree with him to an extent. I have seen, very, harsh criticism that really comes out of left field, that really has nothing to do with how the story was made or written, etc., where it's more so just completely flat out just hating the show for no apparent reason, without any, reasons being given at that as well. Meanwhile, you have a lot of the other people that are giving actual real criticism. A lot of fans are very upset with how things turned out with the whole Leia and Reva angle, everything that has to do with the Inquisitors, and just the overall structure of the show. And people lay out the reasons as to why they dislike it. Those are real, critics. Those are real people that actually have fair criticism. So, moving from all of that, he goes on to say, we are all people at the end of the day and have feelings, right? So hey, if you dislike this series, listen, I understand. Certain people's writing does not agree with everybody, and that's perfectly okay and fine with me. I have noticed that fans have been maybe overreacting with the show and going a bit too far, but I accept criticism and believe it's the best way to create a lesson for creators, to make something better. It's always a learning process. I am just hoping that fans love what myself and Ewan did for the last 2 episodes, which I promise will be very historic in the Star Wars franchise and the brand. We are going to be doing something unexpected when it comes to, of course, cameos and even some real fun appearances that you may not even expect to see in the show. I discussed this with Joe B. Harold about the fans having issues with some of the story decisions we made for the show, and it's something that we are all aware of, so there is no hiding that at all. But again, if my performance did not agree with you all, I am very sorry about that, and I do deeply apologize. I will definitely say that my acting has improved since my last Star Wars project with Episode 3 in 2005, and we have some great nods coming in the show to reference some of the animated projects. I also wanted to point out that we should remain friendly to each other. Was I shocked that this show was getting negative reviews? Absolutely. Does it bother me? Absolutely not. As an actor, you need to shield yourself and move forward. So here's the thing about Hayden Christensen. You can see that he is a very level-headed guy. He's not lashing out on the fans, he's not blaming or pointing fingers at the fans, and vice versa. He's not flat out blaming Lucasfilm for terrible writing per se. He is a very rational person, and he's laying out everything, saying that criticism is welcome. Even fair criticism is very much welcome if you don't like, the actors or the actresses, or the way that it was written, or how the characters were constructed. He understands all of that, and he gets that. Now, he's also pointing out that there's a lot of unfair criticism out there that's really kind of just going way too harsh, and I have seen a couple of trends about that, but not too much. It really isn't the main thing. For the most part, everything that I personally have seen on social media, and between everybody that I know that has had an issue with the Kenobi series, is giving fair criticism, and it's all fair. It all makes sense, at least to me. To you, it might not. That's why everyone has opinions, right? So, obviously, Joe B. Harold, I will be honest, I don't think that he was the best fit as a writer. Deborah Chow, excellent director. She makes great directing choices, but the writing of the story, it's very out of place, and at points, it really just comes off as very inauthentic for the Star Wars universe at hand. So, overall, guys, let me know what you guys have to say about everything below in the comments, everything related to what Hayden had to say, how the fans are reacting. Do you think that Hayden even needed to apologize? I don't think so. I don't think Hayden should have even said something like that. I think that Hayden is doing an excellent job as Vader. They did great makeup with him without the helmet, so there's that. So overall, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.